everybody, Jackie here with Brian Weber from Weber Automotive. How you doing today?
Hi Jackie, how are you?
Doing well. So today we're talking about the difference between headlights, fog lights, and high beams. So let's get into it. Tell me more about this.
All right, so typically the headlight system on the vehicles nowadays are automatic. So in the dark time, it turns the headlights on. When it gets light enough, it turns the headlights off. If you're on a country road or an unlit road, doesn't have a lot of street lights, there's not a lot of, no oncoming traffic, you can turn the high beams on. It really lightens, brightens up the road way farther out. Might see an animal or something in the road, and an unlit road, that's important. It's
Absolutely.
also very important to make sure that in oncoming traffic, you turn the high beams off. Otherwise, it blinds the person that's oncoming. And some vehicles nowadays have fog lights, and it's good to know when to use those and when not to use them. So if you're driving in the fog, as the fog lights, it suggests it's for fog. You don't want to use the high beams because it makes it even harder to see.
Yeah.
You'd want to have the fog lights, and it does improve. It doesn't make visibility great, but it's improving the visibility.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people automatically go to the bright situation when they can't see. And then, like you said, if it's foggy, that's going to make it even worse. And you don't want to do the brights, especially when it's foggy, because you can't see oncoming traffic and you may be blinding people that you don't know about.
Absolutely.
Making it unsafe for anyone on the road.
Sure.
If you're blinding somebody.
Yeah.
And also, you got to have your lights on when it's raining too. And automatic lights, for the most part, do they come on when it rains nowadays, or do you have to do that yourself too?
Some do, some don't.
Okay.
It's good to do. It's good to know that they should be on, and keep track of it yourself. Look in the owner's menu if you have a question. Your car will tell you how it works.
How it works, what button flips what light on and flips the other lights off.
Yeah.
And so are having issues with your lights common, typically just a bulb's going out, or are there other issues that people can have with their headlights?
It's generally just a bulb issue.
Yeah.
Very, very, very rarely will we see an issue with the automatic system that turns them on and off.
The computer.
There's high liability if that system were to fail for the manufacturer, so they make sure that system's pretty reliable.
Yeah.
But so generally just a bulb issue. But bulbs, as simple as you think they may be, they've gotten to be, by design, very, very difficult to replace on a lot of cars.
Really?
It used to be you could open the hood, reach behind there, pop the bulb out, pop a new one in. So many cases nowadays, you've got to take the front bumper off and take like half the front of the car apart to replace the bulbs.
Oh, geez.
So if you have to replace a bulb, both bulbs have the same burn time on them, replace them both.
Okay.
Because if you're taking the car apart, you may as well do them both.
Might as well do them both.
Yeah.
And you might need to take it to your auto repair shop to get those headlights replaced if it's too complicated for the tools and your abilities at home.
If it's one of those, it's pretty complicated.
Yeah, especially for the newer vehicles and sounds. And I think a good tip for most people, I know it makes a huge difference for me. Sometimes I think my lights are kind of going dim, and just wiping off and cleaning the outside of the car can make a really big difference.
It makes a big difference.
It makes a big difference. So these are really good to know. This is good tips on what lights to use when and how that differs, and what kind of issues people can run into with their different lights.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that's common nowadays, if the vehicle's been driven for a long time, the headlight lens will become foggy.
Okay.
And that really limits the light that can get through it. We also can restore that for a lot less money than to replace it.
Really?
We have a service for that, yeah.
Wow, that's a really cool service. So it's restoring the inside.
The exterior of the lens, when
lens.
it gets sun beaten or foggy, we can bring about 90% back, 95% back.
Wow, without replacing it.
Without replacing it.
So if your lights are getting fogged up with that exterior, or if you're having issues with your light system in your car, bring it over to Weber Automotive. They can help you out and restore that or replace your bulbs for you. And hopefully you learned a little bit about how the light system in your car works today. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thanks, Jake.
If you guys want to learn more, go ahead and visit weberautomotive.com. Thank you so much.
Nice, thanks.